Hey guys, MegaTImHo here, and this is July 31st. I'm not going to do my update because unfortunately when I finished painting this guy and started putting the grots on, the magnet in here decided to fall off. So I got fixed with green stuff now, but I don't want to put the arm back on. So I'm going to wait till early tomorrow morning and do the final update where it's all put together. But right now I'll do my last tertiary objective where I introduce you to the crew. So if you watch the fluff, this is War Boss Fuse, Mech Boy Fuse, who was a lonely mech boy in charge of a bunch of Ludas, and now has a great big mega stompa named Cuddles. So anyway, that's him, and you can learn more about him by watching my last tertiary update. But right now we're going to go around and see who the crew of the Stompa are. So first one we're going to go to is this little guy down here. It's going to be a lot of moving around, so hopefully you don't get motion sickness. This is Morpheus. He is one of the more intelligent grots who's really good at fixing things. So he's like one of the chief engineers on the Stompa, and unfortunately he has to deal with some incompetence, but he generally can point out where most of the problems are. He's one of two grots on the Stompa who generally do that and direct the other ones. So we got Clunk, who's up here, and Dunk, who's down here, who are relatively simple and kind of stupid, who work with Morpheus. Oh, and Dougie back here, who's carrying all the ammo. So these three are really kind of dumb, but they're really strong. So they kind of do a lot of the heavy lifting work. That's why they got the big tools and carrying all the weaponry. Right here we have their expert sniper on the team, who sits atop the Stompa and picks off some important targets, and his name is Cat, although he has a nickname amongst the rest of them simply because he's so good at war and stuff, so they call him the War Tiger. Up here we got the kind of Vox guy who tells them, you know, when they're about to be hit by something, or kind of broadcast priority targets, which he gets from Fuse, and his handle is Oasis. Moving around to the back, oh, we got one guy down here, and he is just a side gunner who kind of jumps and swings around the Stompa to try to pick off some close-in targets that might damage the Stompa if they get in close enough. And his nickname is Feral Strike. We got two of the grots back here arguing. Hopefully I can get a good shot. One is the other chief engineer who works alongside Morpheus, and the other one is they nickname him Bully, but his name is Taskmaster Tay. He makes sure the rest of the grots stay in line and doles out the orders and kind of rules with an iron pipe and kind of beats them when they don't do their work. Here we have Ringo, who is another chief engineer. He kind of doles out the orders, and he argues a lot with Tay, because Tay kind of says do this, and Ringo's like, well, no, we should do this, we should do that, to keep the Stompa running. Up further we have two guys, one guy kind of looking menacingly, looked like he's about to jump off, and another guy with a rivet gun trying to repair some of the damage. So the guy trying to repair some of the damage is named Gawk. He happens to be very good at repairing stuff, and is very lucky. So some would say he has a gift for chaotic things, or a gift of chaos. This guy is a particularly old grot named Wheeze, but they just nickname him the Wise Owl because he's really good at repairing stuff and working with his hands. Down here we have a small orc who he generally likes taking pieces of jumping off and kind of scrounging pieces of the enemies and making small games out of them, so they call him Gamer Heads. And up at the top we have a guy with a cool eye patch, who just kind of takes pot shots and commands kind of the little turret below him, presumably with a little grot crew inside of it. And his name is Zifa. And of course over here on the chainsaw arm we have Wee, who's kind of really unbalanced, but they get him to, he's a really good mechanic, so they get him to do all the stuff like go repair the chainsaw arm while it's in mid-swing, or something like that. So he does a lot of the live work while the Stompa is actually fighting. So that's the crew on the Stompa, and I have my base, which I know still has work to be done on it. But oh well, unfortunately I didn't get it done as part of the challenge, but we'll go more into that tomorrow with my update. So right here we have a little grot named Git. He's kind of older, so one could call him an old Git. He stays on the ground as part of the scavenge crew, but the thing about old Git is he's probably one of the bravest of the grots, because he jumps off the Stompa and kind of runs up forward and goads the enemy an awful lot. He likes to steal this liquid that the enemy has on them, especially Imperials have on them all the time. It comes in a cylindrical tube. Fuse and other mechs are trying to use it as fuel, since it has a high alcohol content, but he seems to just drink them all the time, and no one really knows why, but it seems to give him a lot of courage, and that's why he has all these little canisters, empty canisters around his feet, so now he's got quite a bit of courage. This cool guy down here, with the shotgun and the glasses, he roams around and gathers up the scrap at the bottom of the Stompa, makes sure things doesn't get in close with his blunderbuss, and his name is Blue Cloud, or his nickname I should say. This little guy here with the helmet and the two guns is named Hound, and he's a master of dual wielding weapons, so one would call him the Hound Master. And then at the bottom we have Van. Van here, he kind of jumps and hides among the rubble, but he runs really far forward and reports back to Oasis on the top of the Stompa, so he kind of watches out for things, so one would call him the Watch Commander Van. So anyway, I thought that was pretty good, with my little Stompa crew and my Stompa. So like I said, very early tomorrow morning, essentially today, we'll go back and do the full video with this guy all put together. But hope you enjoyed my last tertiary objective, and I'll talk to you guys.